That is
She
true.
was putting it on him.
But I also think she kept going back because there ain't no other man on this planet. And I would love for y'all to tag someone if you think that they could. But in my personal opinion, ain't no other man on this planet would ever be able to date that bitch because she is so fucking crazy. I don't know of any man
Listen,
that wants to deal with that. Like, so she was
well,
just
she
holding
had
on to the one little thing that she could.
no pun intended, or was there? I don't know.
Hey, Mindset fam, welcome back to another episode of your favorite podcast with your girls here. We are here to welcome you guys into some more exciting content.
We got another part two today.
We do. So hopefully you guys aren't tired of hearing us talk about this, and that you actually enjoy our thoughts and comments on things. But we're here to just talk some more tea, tea and opinions.
We're just gonna give some feedback on that's all. And of course, they love to hear our comments and opinions, or else they wouldn't be here tuning into us, right? So we're here to bring you more of the best that we give. Do you do you want to tell them what we're talking about? Because
Oh well,
I'm ready to dig in. I've
uh,
been
clearly you've been hinting at it since we first started a few minutes ago. So
well, girl, listen, because I was playing catch up and I finally caught up. So I'm ready.
well,
That's all.
that is true for someone who was talking a lot of ish in the beginning that I was taking forever to get up on the episodes. Guess who finished first? I'm just gonna say that, and I'm just gonna leave that right there, and we're just gonna get into it because everyone that has listened already should know what we're talking about. So we actually finished the season 13, yeah?
Season 13.
Season 13 of Married at First Sight. Um,
Finally.
and so we're kind of here to just share our thoughts with you guys on how interesting I'll say that this season had ended. And that for me personally, I don't know about you, but I will find out if it kind of blew your expectations in a way because what I was thinking isn't really what happened and how things ended up. So I don't know. I'm curious to just kind of like go in there. So I don't know. Where are you thinking you want to start this off at?
So I'm thinking we can start off with someone or a couple, excuse me, that is expected. Brett and Ryan.
Oh, okay, yeah.
An easy peasy, right?
It is. I don't really have too much to say about them. Other than, I mean, it's like you just mentioned, it's not a surprise that they decided to get a divorce on decision day.
Mm,
Um, but
thoughts on the dating app?
oh, that's right. We didn't even talk about that kind of stuff, huh? So just wrong. What the fuck? Like you couldn't wait 7 days or whatever it was for decision day before you decided to go in and download a dating app. And then not only did you intentionally downloaded the app, right? You went through people, you swiped through to match with one of her friends, small world. And then you claimed that like you deleted it and then said whatever excuse he made, like, oh, like I deleted it, so like it's fine. But it's like, no, motherfucker, like you downloaded it and you did all of that.
Right, like you interacted with the app, but why not just finish out the process like you mentioned and
Right.
then download the app if you was just going to download it anyways, but that was just dumb. Did and I don't know if maybe I wasn't paying good enough attention. I
Yeah.
mean, I just stuttered on that. I don't know if I was paying good enough attention or not,
Yeah.
but did we ever really determine what his type was? Because that was the biggest thing. Oh, Brett's not his type. Brett's not his type. Um, do we really know what his type is?
No, I don't think that. Well, on the show, I don't think that they really explained it or said anything about it. But I was talking to my boyfriend about it, and our assumption is that because you got to think, right? He's like that, like country kind of guy.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that it was just the fact that she's not that blonde
Blonde hair, blue eye, big
eyed.
boobs,
Yeah,
short shorts with the cowgirl boots. Yeah,
exactly. So
right.
I think that's really what it is because she is kind of different. She has
She's
her red
diverse.
hair and yeah. And I just think he just wants more of a generic.
quote unquote
Section.
all-American girl.
Yeah.
Mm. Well, he missed out in my opinion. I think she was a good catch. The only thing I would say with her is uh she was a little too scary about certain things and that took the fun out of stuff.
Mhm.
But as a person, like I liked how like well spoken she seemed to be and like put together as a person she seemed to be, but just with the like anxiety around stuff and like I felt like that was just a bit much. And he even said it raised his anxiety, made him more of a high anxious person when he's usually more chill and even keel.
Mhm.
So that I can understand, but I definitely feel like that's something that could have been grown past if true effort was actually put in. But
Yeah, that's true. Because I feel like with a lot of women, once we get comfortable with our man,
hmm
they really, like, change us in, like, certain ways to make us feel comfortable with, like, other things, you know? So I
right,
I
yeah.
do agree that, with time, it could have helped,
hmm
but she was definitely a buzzkill, so I will have to give him
Yes.
that.
Yes. And then apparently she was talking to somebody herself.
Yes, so that's the next thing I was gonna bring up too, right? So she gets so mad at him for this dating app, but then it's alleged that she's sitting here talking to other people or dating someone that she met while they were still married.
Right.
Um,
And like make it make sense.
yeah.
Make it make sense. If y'all like if you doing your little dirt, then leave him alone with his little dating app. I get it. It was her friend, but leave him alone with his little dating app. If you already got your own little piece on the side that you mixing and mingling with.
Yeah, because that apparently happened before the dating app incident. He just didn't know about it, so
Right.
wild.
Right. But I'm glad there wasn't really any like true saltiness there in the grand scheme. Like he was just kind of like, yeah, it
True.
is what it was. But they were on the same page in that fashion of just
Yeah.
like I think was it her that explained it? I think it was her that explained it, where it was like they never reached that level of liking each other enough to truly have those emotions brought in. So
Mhm.
for the fact that they didn't make it to that point, it was easier for them to kind of like dissipate and not have any hard feelings about things. So
Yeah.
I think that definitely was a huge factor and allowed them to be as cordial, or cool as they are. I guess they said they're friends, but that's a bit extra. Like, I don't need you to be my friend. We're all set. I got enough friends.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, but that definitely did give off the whole, like, friend vibe. I'm a little sad that they didn't actually, like, try harder or he didn't try harder.
Both of them.
Um, but, it is what it is, and
hmm
I don't know about you, but after I'm done watching a season, I always, like, stalk their, like, Instagrams to, like, see, like, what's going on. And I did it a couple of days ago, so I might not remember exactly, but I'm
hmm
pretty sure that neither of them are dating anybody and, they're still kind of, like, off doing their own thing, so
Yeah.
take that as you may.
I usually do look at the Instagrams after, but I only found Bao and I thought there was someone else that I found, but I think Bao was the only person I found. I didn't put in that much effort
Mhm.
because I was too busy playing catch up anyway. So my time, Miss Cassie. Ugh.
Whatever.
Anywho,
Well, I'll fill you in on all of them because I did in fact look at all of them, and there's a few of them that are quite interesting. So,
okay, okay.
anywho, speaking of Bao, do you just wanna go into
Let's jump on in.
alright, so
Bao and Johnny. So, what were your thoughts for them for decision day?
So I was going back and forth. A part of me was thinking that like they would have tried. But then on the other side of things, I was like, I just have a feeling that like one person's gonna say yes and one person is gonna say no.
hmm
Because there was that point where Bao just like completely checked out of the whole thing.
She did.
Yeah, when she had that the like come to Jesus moment of dating someone that was like her father, and she told
Yeah,
herself like she didn't want to be in that kind of a situation. I
she
think
was
that
like,
really did it for her, and
mm-hmm.
it was just an automatic no from then on.
Girl, I knew. I just knew when it was like that last episode before the reunion. I mean,
Mhm.
excuse me, before decision day. And when her and Zach, when they were all the couples were at the table talking, and her and Zach were going back and forth about decision day, like, oh, if you tell me no, then that's it, we're done, this and that, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
At that point, I knew she was going to say no. But I also knew that Johnny was going to say yes. And then, the little one on one confessionals things that they have.
Yeah.
You could just tell from the way that he was talking there that it was like, okay, he's gonna say yes because like he was like trying to have his cake and eat it too, where
Mhm.
Bao made it clear that if you tell me no, like we're completely done. And he enjoyed having sex with her and
So he
that
tried to have
sexual
it.
type of stuff,
Yeah.
like that was clear as day.
Mhm.
Which makes no sense because he wasn't attracted to her. So that's very similar to that whole Chris and Paige situation, but I'll leave that where that is.
Okay.
But yeah, so I knew he was going to say yes come decision day. And the audacity of him to look disappointed when she said no. Like, bruh, you called her childish. Like from the get-go,
Mhm.
like you were not feeling her at all. And he was just a little biatch throughout the situation, in my opinion, because it's just like he would get all upset and like leave. I'm sure I mentioned this in the first part of this review. There are 2 rooms in that apartment. Why do you need to leave? Just go in the other room. If you're really trying to make this process work or you're trying to get the true, full, genuine experience out of this, just go in the other room. But he would constantly leave. So it was just like, you didn't even want her. You
Yeah.
didn't want her. And then the fact that she told you no, oh, because you got rejected.
Mm.
That's why he had the puppy dog eyes. But I don't know if we want to continue to talk about him or if we're going to wait until we're done going through all the couples because I'm just gonna say I don't fucks with Johnny.
Oh God. Wait. Is there something I'm missing here?
I don't fucks with Johnny.
Oh,
That is
that's all I'm gonna
we'll go
say
through
about
all the couples first and then I'll come back to that
it.
because
Okay.
child. But
Alright. Well, the last thing that I'm gonna say about him is that I think that he kind of needed her to say no, because
mhm.
he used to try to act like, he was, like, the player back in the day and, like, would get all these girls, and he would just kind of, like, be next to, one and then the other. Um,
Mm.
but I think it was a really, like, humbling moment for him to where
Mhm.
he really needed that rejection to be like, "Damn." And then, like, look back on the episodes, and I really hope that he does and sees that, like, he was an asshole throughout
Right.
majority of everything to her. She really put up with a lot, way more than she probably should have.
Right. And him and her best friend, like,
Yeah.
that's your best friend? Bitch, let me tell you, if you and my man were ever over here scheming and plotting on my ass and all this negative stuff, I'm kicking everybody's ass. Everybody's ass is gonna get kicked.
Yeah,
Like simple as that. But like
exactly.
that's crazy because you know what? I know I would never have to worry about that with you or any of my best friends
Yeah,
because best friends don't do that. That wasn't a real friend.
exactly.
Like that was not a real. She probably just wanted Johnny all to herself.
Mhm.
Mm-mm-mm.
Probably. Something, yeah, because I mean, I'm sure that even her friend knew who he was, because he went to school.
Right, right, because he's not new to her life.
Right.
He's new as her husband. So
Yeah, exactly.
whatever. Who's the next couple?
Um,
Oh,
go for it.
Zach and Michaela.
Do we wanna go with them next?
We could do Rachel and
Oh, Rachel.
I personally want Gil and Mirla last.
Oh, okay. Alright, so we can do who did you
Rachel
say?
and
Oh,
Jose.
Rachel. Yeah, we can do them because 'cause they're kind of like the next, like, non
Boring couple. Oh, I'm sorry.
no, not non-boring, non-exciting.
No, I just meant boring. Take out the non boring.
Oh, well, I started saying non, so I had to finish that sentence. So no surprise there. I feel like everybody knew that they were gonna say yes on decision day.
Oh, the way
Um,
he kisses is so annoying.
God, you and this kiss thing.
Because they always zoom in on it and it's like, anyways, sorry, go ahead.
But then after decision day, their little, like, reunion thing, were you at all surprised by their current status?
No.
No?
I was actually surprised that they were still working on staying together. I just figured they would have been broken up by the reunion.
You think so? I was actually pretty surprised. I thought that they definitely had their own, like, quirks and, like, differences, but I truly
Hmm.
thought that they were gonna be able to, like, work it out. I didn't think that she'd be the one to, like, move out and all that nonsense.
Yeah, I definitely seen it because she said it in the show that she's quick to leave, like just to
Yeah.
so like, but that was her way of having one foot in and one foot out. But I personally wasn't surprised by them. I wasn't really fully entertained by them either. So I like, again, I really lost interest after he locked her out, regardless of the situation. Like, you're supposed to be someone's husband. So now you're supposed to be, and personally, I was gonna say you're supposed to be her husband, which is even more than being her man, but in my opinion, that doesn't make a difference. If you are in a relationship with her, locking her out, not making sure she's good regardless of the situation,
Yeah.
like, I just completely lost interest at that point. So
Yeah.
um
I
I don't really
mean,
have much to say on them, if I'm going to be completely honest. They're like, I'm glad they're working on their thing, but they really didn't pique my interest like that on the show. So
gotcha.
yeah.
Well, I'm curious to know, do you feel differently about him locking her out? Because I would have locked the bitch out too. I mean, he didn't know it at the time. So
Mhm.
I guess
Right. So it doesn't make a
I
difference. He
guess
didn't know she
that
was at her
changes
ex-man's
it. But I'm
house.
like, yes, like the audacity of you to do that kind of shit blew my mind.
Right.
I'm like, I'm surprised, first of all, that she had the balls to even tell him that in the first place because he was so caught up on the whole like she's cheated thing in the past.
Hmm.
Um, but I was
I'm glad
just
she
like,
told him.
that's wild. I mean, I'm glad she told him too, but I'm like, really, bitch? Like, yes, like you're just like newly with this person or whatever, but like if you want your
Hmm.
marriage to work, the last thing that you should do is go to your ex's house. Like,
See, I'm so 50-50. I personally don't think that's a great idea either, to go to your ex's house. I'm not saying that. So if my man's
okay.
listening, I'm just saying he wouldn't lock me out, so we'd never be in that situation. However, um, but he, like, provoked her. You let her be locked
Mm,
out at an hour where most people are not available.
I mean, maybe, but
And
like, bitch, sleep in your car or something. Like, you called me by somebody else's name. Like, I don't
no, that's true. Like, I get it, but it's Johnny. And now, do you feel any differently seeing how much they all hang out?
know because do you know that her ex's name isn't Johnny?
No, I don't know that, but do you see how close all of them, her, Johnny, Jose, do you see how close they are?
I
Just
mean,
in
kind
general.
of, but not
Just,
anything that really like stuck
I
out
don't
to
know.
me.
That's not in general, it's not a situation that is serious enough for someone to be locked out the damn house. Like, it's really not that serious.
Mm.
Lock out the bedroom? Sure, lock her out the bedroom. She got everywhere else in the house she can access. But to be locked out the house at the wee hours of the night, nah, it is not that serious. Yeah, no, I still don't like him. And I'm not gonna say she's right for what she did, because she ain't, like, girl.
Yeah.
But at the same time, and they live in, like, it looks like where they're at is more of like a place that has a lobby. I'm sure someone got an extra key where she could have got in.
That's true too. I don't think that bitch really tried her efforts. But you know what? It's not even the key thing though, right? So like when I used to live in the Bronx, I used to have the deadbolt too, and I didn't
Hmm.
have a key to that. So sometimes I would get really upset because my boyfriend would not just lock the door, but he would lock the deadbolt. I mean, I was never like locked out, like he was awake, so
Right.
I had to, get him
But
to open
yeah,
the door. But like those deadbolts, like sometimes you can't even get a key to open them up, depending on like what the place
the
is like.
situation, yeah.
Yeah.
That's just stupid. But, good for them, whatever they got going on.
I was like, "Good for them, they're not together."
Well, good for them for not, like, just letting it go and trying to make efforts to make things better, I guess.
Gotcha.
Again, I don't really care about them, so my opinion really doesn't stick.
Well, I'm pretty sure that they're trying to work things out. It didn't work because if I remember correctly, after checking their Instagrams, they are currently single.
Mm-mm. How surprising.
So, I don't
Sip my
know.
water.
So far, this season of Married at First Sight isn't very promising to these experts actually doing a good job at matching people
It's a
together.
bust. It's a bust.
It is.
We moving on?
We are.
Because I'm just eager to get to where I'm eager to get to.
I
Um,
so
so we
we'll
have
go with
Michaela and Zach.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, no surprise there.
They're so toxic
Um,
to each other.
they are, but also that man is the most confusing person on the planet. Like,
He is. He
don't get
is.
me wrong, I do not like Michaela. I think she's a crazy ass bitch, and I feel like I said that in
She
the
got a lot going
first
on.
part 1 of of this episode.
I'm pretty sure you
Um,
did.
but he is just like, "What?"
Not a man of with the words. No.
Not at all. And, like,
No.
I know he's just trying way too hard to be nice. Like, you need to just, like, stop when you say, "I don't like you." and stop talking. Like, don't say anything else. Don't try to make her feel better. And being like, oh, maybe we can like be friends and like work on things or whatever the case might be. It's like,
Girl.
I don't like you. You're crazy as fuck. Leave me alone. And like, period. you know?
The end. The end. Him, oh my gosh. Like, and I think also with him, his age was not helpful. He
Is he
is
older or younger?
still, he's younger.
Oh,
He was only like 27, which I'm not going to say guys at 27 are just confusing and don't know what they're talking about. For him, yeah, that shit's the truth. But I feel like with her, she needed somebody who was older, someone who was more mature, someone who was well spoken, someone who was less confusing to allow her to see that her craziness was too damn crazy earlier on in the situation rather than at the reunion like, yeah, my knee-jerk reactions were, but no, you should have been known that. Like, it shouldn't take all the way until you flipping benches and smacking pool tables and slamming doors and doing all this extra stuff. It shouldn't take for all that to happen and then see yourself on TV and then be like, yeah, maybe I was doing too much. No. But I personally feel like he, for one, was definitely not the person for her.
no.
But he, I don't know. Like, as much as you want to be able to like support him and defend him, you can't because we don't know what the hell he's talking about either. I don't even know what he really wants. He don't even know what he really wants. He's just there. Like, I just want to be married so bad and I just want to have a family and I just want to have what my parents have. Ask your parents, how did they communicate? Learn something because my boy, what are you doing?
Yeah, I don't know. He's all over the place. And
I know
no
exactly why.
offense
The
to
sex. The sex. I'm telling you,
that's what you're
these people in
saying, but
sex.
I don't know. I just
That's what keeps people coming back. Listen,
well,
w-
okay, I'll give you that because that bitch is crazy as fuck, and I'm gonna keep saying that because that bitch is just out of her mind.
and they
And
say the crazy girls got the ill na. I'm just saying.
I'm pretty sure she gave him like the craziest time of
Nights
her.
of his life. Right.
So, all
Right.
right, I'll give you that. But
Because she kept going back too, right? Right?
it's
She
true.
was like, oh, he's not making sense and blah blah blah, but she kept going back as well.
Yeah, that is
She
true.
was putting it on him.
But I also think she kept going back because there ain't no other man on this planet. And I would love for y'all to tag someone if you think that they could. But in my personal opinion, ain't no other man on this planet would ever be able to date that bitch because she is so fucking crazy. I don't know of any man
Listen,
that wants to deal with that. Like, so she was
well,
just
she
holding
had
on to the one little thing that she could.
no pun intended, or was there? I don't know.
Oh my god.
She's had, hey, listen, she remember in the I don't know if you remember because we know how you do sometimes with the memory, but in the beginning of the season, she
Yeah.
did mention she had her little friend with Benny's that she had to cut off when she found out that she was picked for the show.
Oh no, I don't remember that.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
part.
So somebody was dipping in the crazy pool.
Hmm.
I'm
Very
telling you,
interesting.
like, and listen, my man and I, we have conversations, and he's like, from a guy's perspective, I have seen guys that are crazy over these chicks that are insane. And it's like, what, like, why? And he's like, that has to be the only thing because why else would you want to be with someone who's crazy?
I don't know. I really
That's
don't.
just not fun. That is like life threatening
It's exhausting. Because
and
if we
exhausting.
oh god, yeah. Because like, you had already kind of touched on it and mentioned the whole, like, flipping over tables and, like, all this kind of craziness, but, like, the fact that my man was trying to leave and she snatched the suitcase back and brought it back into the room to, like,
Sorry
lock
to
him
laugh.
back in the room, and then she starts fucking yelling at, what's his name, at Ryan saying, "You
Ryan,
go with him, whatever," and it's
right? He's like, what am I supposed to do? Lay under the car, like, bitch.
I didn't know him like that, like, what the hell?
But and I like, this is the thing that's so annoying because it's how they edit the shows. That's always a huge factor as to how the shows are edited.
Yeah.
But it's like she's like, "Go home now." Like, she told him to leave.
Yeah.
And then he's like, "I'm leaving." And she's like, don't leave. And it's like, what are you like?
She's crazy.
She hung around Zach too long and then caught the stupid on top of being crazy.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think that's any editing on their part. I think that she gave those editors the easiest job they've ever had in their life because I think that was all
We're
her.
going to keep this scene. We're going to keep that scene.
Oh yeah. Oh, that was
All the
all.
scenes with Michaela are going to stay.
Mm. That bitch is just out of her mind. I
Yeah,
can't.
no, that. Ugh, ugh, ugh.
And then the
Have
whole
you?
reunion thing with her not even being able to be in the same room as him, and he's like trying to be cordial, and then she wants to try to like roll up on his interview, like,
And
bitch,
then he
go
wants to
sit.
be all, "No, you had your turn. Now it's my turn." That was annoying too because I wanted to just be like, "Let her sit there. Go ahead. Let's see what y'all got to talk about."
Yeah, but she wouldn't have been able to let him say anything.
I don't know. They're stupid.
They are.
That's that's my overall rating. Stupid. Like, and you know what? It's just sad because it's just they both have self-work, which we all have self-work on ourselves. I'm
Of
not saying
course.
I'm perfect. I'm not saying you're perfect. We all have things to work on for ourselves, but neither one of them were ready for marriage.
No, I definitely don't think so either. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
They just got some issues. And so when I checked their Instagrams, one of the most interesting things that I thought, one, Zach doesn't really have one. He has like 5 like posts up there or whatever.
Oh, that's stupid.
He's not really active on social, but hers is private. And you know how normally people that are like on these shows, like they'll have an increase in like their followers and they'll have, like
She
at
got
least
like
like 10,000
one
or whatever.
120, 500.
This bitch don't have like any followers at all whatsoever.
Oh gosh.
And I mean, one, maybe because it's private, but also because that bitch
Sure.
knows she's crazy and she
Mm.
don't want the smoke that the public has to bring to her. And
No,
so
that's a fact.
she's
That's a fact.
trying to stay off the radar. And I thought that shit was so funny because like everybody else has like, a
That's
decent
a
amount.
fact. Yeah, because you know what? I understand. I can understand being triggered because of what happened with her dad, but like at
I
some
mean,
point
what
in our
the fuck?
lives, we have to learn how to separate the two.
Yeah.
And like, girl,
Mm.
like that's what you're going to hold on to allow us to think that's why you're so crazy because that's not. Your sisters call you Hurricane Michaela or
Oh,
Hurricane Kayla.
yeah.
So if you already have a nickname like hurricane, tornado, whatever, we already know you ruining shit. Hurricanes, there's no good that comes after a hurricane.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay. So anywho, let's move on to what I've been dying to talk to you about.
I know, and I'm dying for our for our viewers. I'm just gonna point this out. But I sincerely apologize. Amanda's video has been a little foggy the past like
No.
couple of minutes. So I've been trying to like talk a little more and like slow it down to like, see if it like comes back together a little bit. But I just
Never
have to,
fails.
yeah, I just have to point that out for y'all because I'm pretty sure Amanda doesn't know. And but yeah.
Yep.
So
Everything's clear on my side. Ugh. Ay. I'll just sit still like a statue. I can talk without moving. I'm a woman.
what?
You never hear about how girls can talk without moving their mouths and
No.
oh my gosh, girl, you have definitely heard about this before.
Mm,
Ugh.
I don't know.
It's
But
like talking through your teeth, but not like moving your mouth. I'm moving my mouth right now, obviously, but
so like a ventriloquist.
kind of. It's like what you do when you want to talk shit, but someone's nearby, so you got to say it easily enough for the person next to you to hear, but no one else to notice.
I guess. I don't know. I don't think I've ever tried it.
All right. Anyways, back to the show.
Um,
So,
yeah. Go ahead.
are we okay for me to proceed?
We are. I'm still like kind of waiting because it's like in and out, but whatever. Go for it.
Oh man. Well, at least those of you tuning in to our audio only, you have some good quality here. So
Yeah, audio's fine, except for my weird echo.
so
Anyway.
Never fails. Those of
Oh,
you who are devoted to listening to us, we appreciate you because this is our lives. Like this is me and Cassie's lives since the beginning of time. Like there's just
mhm.
always something, you know. So
Show is
wouldn't be us if there wasn't. Anywho,
true.
before I derail again, Mirla and Gil.
Go for it.
I am so disappointed
I
for
am
Gil.
heartbroken.
I knew that Heffa was gonna play him.
You did?
I knew it.
Oh
I
God.
knew it because you know what? She wasn't fully attracted to him. She made it clear she don't like bald people. And then she played us in the beginning to be all like, oh, but he's like whatever. Like she was fine with it. Sure. Okay. He has a lisp, so he has a bit of a speech impediment when he talks, right?
Yeah.
Uh,
Mhm.
I can tell she didn't like that. And there was also a clip which was the night before decision day
Mhm.
where he says something about decision, but you know, he said it with a lisp and she had mimicked him when he said it.
Oh, did she?
So she did.
Oh,
And
missed that.
so to me that like for me that caught my eye because it's like why would you mimic him like because she like mimicked him with a laugh which I know they jokey back and forth but
Oh God,
I
they
felt
tear
like
each other apart all the time.
they did
Wild.
but I felt like that wasn't something that she typically would do was like mimic his impediment so
Yeah.
I found that to be odd but I just knew that he was just too wholesome for her.
Something. I don't but they both said yes. Like if you knew you didn't want to be with him, why would you say yes?
That is what I wonder as well. I couldn't even make like an educated guess towards that. I don't think anybody in the world can make an educated guess towards why she said yes to just turn around and say no. But can I just fast forward real quick to the part that really bothers me?
Go for it because the whole thing bothers me. When I tell you I am heartbroken, like I feel for that man so hard.
Listen, and I'm gonna say Gil came to that reunion looking good with a D on GEWD.
Oh,
He came looking good. He had the beard. He looks way better with his beard grown in, by the way.
I guess.
But he got some sun. He came in looking all snazzy. His outfit was cute. You know, he was
He had
looking
on
very
his red
sharp.
bottoms. You know, he was
Yes.
digging at her so hard and also trying to be like, "Hey, like I'm still up
Right.
here, like come get me."
Right. Like that man put in so much patience with her. And
He
I'm going to
did.
say that was his biggest flaw is the amount of patience he gave her. Unfortunately, you know, he didn't know like what this was going to turn into. But I
Yeah.
would say if he had a flaw, the amount of patience he gave that heifer was his biggest flaw. But the thing that bothers me so badly is the way Mirla and Johnny were flirting and laughing during the reunion. That shit was disrespectful. It was disrespectful because there's like touchy feely, like they're like touching each other or they're like I forgot what it was. There was like some type of joking they had
Mhm.
and the way they panned to Gil, like the camera was just like,
Gotcha.
yeah, he's not feeling like it was clearly like y'all have no respect for this man. And especially like Johnny, like all the guys are saying they're cool with each other, they're cool, but you
Yeah, he's
really
wild. He
like
just
he's wild as hell. But I just seeing him tear up and like so sad, it was
I know,
painful.
'cause he's like the pure example of the good guy who finishes last
Oh
because
my gosh, his DMs are blowing up.
oh,
What?
yeah. My boyfriend kept saying even before the reunion and, like, everything, like, had transpired, he was, like
Mhm.
just seeing the way, like, he treated her and, like, all the patience that he had and stuff, he was like,
Mhm.
his, like, market value is going to skyrocket, like, after
Oh, big
this, like,
facts.
he was like, "Oh, he's not gonna be a firefighter anymore, like, he's gonna be on to, like, all these things because, like, he's very charismatic and,
Mhm.
he has
Which
good
he's not a firefighter
personality."
anymore.
He's not? Because I didn't, catch that.
No, so he I forgot what position he's in now, but he can't be a firefighter because firefighters can't have facial hair.
Oh.
He's grown in his position. And he hit her back with his licks talking about some, yeah, it can't be the finances because every 2 weeks I make more money than you do. Who? Damn, bitch.
Yeah, I don't she's just a stuck up little bitch, like, she's gonna be single for the rest of her life because ain't no man gonna deal with her the way that
The
he
way he
did,
did. Yeah.
and she needs a man with a lot of patience because even if she got
Sh-
someone that's as high maintenance as she is, they're gonna clash, it's not gonna work out
Right.
well.
He was he was a very he's a very good man.
He is, I
If I
just
didn't have a
feel
good
so
man,
bad.
I'd look at Gil.
I know, I feel so bad, and by the way, his Instagram followers are popping.
I believe that. He was like, there's this one chick that hits him up every week, same time every week. I'm like, wow, that's some dedication. But that really like, ugh.
Breaks my heart because he is so in love with her, and
Mhm.
ugh, it's just so like, how could you do him like that? He didn't do shit to you.
Right.
Why
I
are you so
refrained from
cold-hearted?
texting you. I was like, oh my gosh, I can't text Cassie. I need to text Cassie and I have to wait until we record. This is stupid.
Ugh,
Oh my
um,
gosh.
proud of
And
you
then
for holding it in.
even girl, and then even at the whatchamacallit, the Where Are They Now, the episode after the reunion, and
Mhm.
it's like they all go on a trip and Johnny and Mirla are all like that that I just can't get past them two, Johnny and Mirla, because one, y'all don't make sense. And
No.
two, Mirla, you're like, oh, I don't like to be touched. I don't like this and that. But you're like touchy touchy with Johnny, hugging him all the time, like hand on the shoulder, like a
Mm,
lot of body contact, but you don't like to be touched. That's how you know you didn't like Gil because you really made him wait that long for a kiss.
yeah.
Like that long. Tell you the speech impediment, that's what it was. She was bothered by his speech impediment and she wasn't attracted to him. And I feel like she doesn't want to be super shallow and actually say it, but I know it.
Probably. Yeah, no, that girl is way too stuck up for anything, and like he said, like, you can like nice things and stuff, but, like, don't forget where you came from. Like, don't be
Hello.
that kind of a person and be that stuck up, you know?
And she's not, like we mentioned in the first part, she's not fashionable. So you can have all the diamonds and pearls and everything you want, but that don't mean you wearing it right.
Yeah, exactly.
That
And I
don't
don't
mean you
wanna,
look
like
good in it.
yeah, and I don't wanna go that low, but her makeup in the decision
Oh
day,
my
like,
gosh, that red
huh?
eyeshadow was not it. Listen, it looked
Like,
like
did you do that yourself?
most likely yes. And
She looked wild.
that was the indication there because that looked like doomsday type of makeup. Doomsday. She
Yeah.
was lying to us all with that, yes, because she wanted to look good in front of everybody. She probably just wanted another drink and she wanted that champagne. So she knew if she said yes that they was
Oh,
gonna pop a bottle.
probably. I don't know. That shit,
This
she's just
man
evil.
moved out of his place and had to move out with her
Yeah.
after
Yeah.
he said like 2 3 days later.
Yeah, like, what the hell? Like, and she just, like, woke up one day and said, "I don't like you." Like, can you imagine? Like, I was talking to my boyfriend about that, and I was like, "If you just woke up tomorrow and said you didn't wanna be with me anymore and you were moving out, like, I would be devastated." Like,
Right.
you don't just do that to someone,
Oh
like,
my
what?
gosh.
He just seems so blindsided, that poor thing.
He was fully blindsided, which really is so sad. I
It
don't want to talk about it anymore.
Well,
It
I just wanna
hurts my
point
heart.
out one other thing. So, you know how she was so, like, put off the fact that he had a dog, and she was like, "I don't want the slobber, I don't want anything to do with it, like, I'm not walking your dog," and, like, all that kinda nonsense?
Go ahead, say it, because this is stupid.
Oh, you know about it too? Oh, maybe it was an episode that I
Hmm.
missed. So when I checked her Instagram, this bitch is a mom of 2 dogs.
She got two now.
Yes.
Is it a white one and a brown one?
I think so, yeah.
She got both the damn dogs. Yeah, it was in the damn episode. Her
And I'm
and
like, "What
Brett
the
went to go
fuck?"
look at dogs.
Oh. But,
She's
like,
like, "Oh, I
wild.
love pets. I love animals."
Bitch, you didn't want anything to do with his dog when you first met, like,
Because
the
she didn't
hell?
want anything to do with him. That's the
Yeah,
whole point.
I guess that's
That's the
true.
whole she was literally lying about who she was, what she liked, all of that throughout the season. She was a faker, because she probably was just on there for the promo, right?
Probably.
And knowing that she was going to be on TV, so she was probably thinking, well, if I don't make this work, then I won't be able to get my limelight.
Yeah,
So
that's
let
true.
me just push through and make this work. Because I will say myself, I'm an adaptable person. I can make myself adapt to be able to work through a situation, right? Survival of the fittest.
Hmm.
I feel like that's what she did on the show
Yeah.
for all the wrong reasons.
Looking
With
back at it, yeah. Wild. She's just a bitch. We have crazy bitch, and we have just a fucked up, stuck up bitch.
all these bitches.
Oh man, it's always the women. Why y'all gotta do us like that? Like why? Like, and you look back at it, you're like, okay, well now I know why you're single. I know why you're single, and this is why
Mm-hmm.
y'all are all on this show. Because what the fuck?
Yeah. No, that was an exhausting season because it was just like everyone had some sort of drama, but
Hmm.
it was like stupid drama.
It was, and this one produced no love matches. At least in the last two
Mm-mm.
that we watched, there was at least one couple that made it through, and they actually had
Hmm.
a child. And this
Yes.
one just,
Vinny and Brianna, Champagne Vinny.
yeah. And
And their
then,
baby's cute.
what is the other one? Um,
Oh, Willie and Amani.
a little, yeah, there you
Woody and Amani. Their baby is cute too. He is handsome. That boy, that little chocolate boy is handsome. Oh my gosh, he's so damn cute.
go.
His
Yeah.
birthday is a month before my baby's birthday. So that means he turned 1. He must be
Oh,
about 1. Yeah. Apparently I'm a stalker too
a
after the
little bit.
show.
You know a
But
little more than I
not as
do.
much as you because I didn't listen. I only found Bao for the season.
Oh, it's
So
easy, girl. All you do is
I
just
didn't.
say Johnny from Married at First Sight Instagram, and boop.
Oh yeah, I didn't even do that. I just went to Instagram and typed Married at First Sight season 13 or whatever. Something. I don't know.
Oh,
Whatever.
cool.
Whatever. We'll leave that part to you.
I
We'll leave that for you.
got you.
But I did see that the next season that was to come out. And again, yes, we're behind. We're not watching it
Oh, is there
on.
another one already?
There was another season. The preview showed that Boston was the next city.
Oh,
That one does not look interesting, but
oh.
what do I know?
Yeah, I guess we won't know until we watch it, and when it releases and comes out, and we do watch it,
On
you guys
Netflix.
will definitely be the ones to hear about it.
That's a fact. That's a huge fact. Well, I hope y'all enjoyed our review today because we couldn't wait. My girl Cassie beat me to the finish line, and I
Ah,
literally was folding laundry and banging out episodes, trying to make sure that I can get up to speed because I was trying to slow it down so that way you could catch up. But apparently, I slowed down way too much.
just a little bit, but not by too much. So not too
Yeah.
bad.
But yeah, all in all, stupid season, but interesting times. Definitely like none of my favorite couples from what I've seen thus far, but
Yeah,
hopefully the next season will produce something better.
yeah. I hope so too. So, like Amanda said, thank you guys for checking in with us on this episode, and make sure you guys don't forget to follow us on Instagram and Facebook and YouTube, and do all the whole comment and subscribe and all that good stuff because we appreciate it.
Definitely. Until next time, guys.
Bye.